Hi Trey.
How you doing?
I'm good, thanks. I'm really pleased to meet you. I'm KayRhythm from the KayRhythm blog.
No doubt.
So you will be doing a show tonight in Paris.
Yeah.
So how do you like the French audience and especially the French women?
Oh my God, the last show I had here was, I don't know if you were there or you heard about the experience, but it was just phenomenal. You know what I mean? My first time ever performing here. The people showed so much love. The women in particular, you know what I mean? And you know, France is Paris in particular is the city of love. So, you know, I love the city of love.
On your debut album, I Gotta Make It,
Yeah.
there's this surprising collaboration with the legendary Aretha Franklin.
Yeah.
This is quite an honor for a new artist. So tell us how that happened.
First of all, that's my favorite collaboration ever. I'm most proud of that collaboration out of the many I've done. And I was blessed to be in a situation where I could actually ask Aretha for advice and that part of my career. And, you know, Troy Taylor, my producer, was vocally producing as well as producing records for her. And, you know, I wrote a song myself, Troy, and within that song, she loved it, you know, but she couldn't take the song because she was finished the album.
Okay.
And, you know, but from there spawned a relationship, and I asked her to be on my project, and she accepted.
So you seem to have opted for a much more mainstream sound after your first album, trading inspirational songs like I Gotta Make It for songs that are more focused on love relationships, romance and sex. So why is that?
I don't believe I've really traded it in. You know, that was just that point in my life where I was, you know. Gotta Make It was inspiring, yes, but it was what I felt at that time. That was what I was going through. That's the message I wanted to convey to the world. And, you know, as I evolve as a musician, as an artist, I want to share, you know what I mean, what it is that I'm going through at that time, or what it is I'm experiencing. And, you know, through my relationships with women, through my travels in life recently, that's what's been going on with me. That's what I wanted to share. And even if you listen back to those albums, you know, the songs like From a Woman's Hand on that album, it just was a different time for me musically, what my life was about. You know,
it was more soulful.
Yeah, it was. I was a kid making music.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And it changes a little bit when you reach a certain level of stardom and your life begins to change, and you know, the music begins to change. And
so, do you feel like your fans don't want those inspiration songs from you?
No, I don't think that. I think that that the Ready album was more appealing to the masses for certain reasons. You know what I mean? Not speaking of just one type of record. You know, if you listen to that Ready album, you listen to it's so many different types of songs, sonically. You know what I mean? From the production to the vocal to the writing on each song. Although it's very cohesive from the beginning to the end, a lot of those songs could be on a lot of different projects. And I think at that point, it wasn't known by many that I could do so much musically as far as that album is concerned. You know, Passion, Pain, and Pleasure with this album that's actually just been released here. It's a album that takes you back to the soul in some places of Gotta Make It with different content. You know, and I think that music will always be a form of inspiration that people want to hear. You know, whether it's direct inspiration telling you gotta make it, or it's a pain interlude where I tell you about the pain I go through within my life, and you may be feeling this exact same way, and the inspiration may come from knowing that somebody feels that way as well. You know what I mean? So I think music is inspiring, even if it isn't a direct message.
Ready is your most successful album to date. in less than 1 year after you released it, you started recording the follow-up, Passion, Pain and Pleasure. So were you aiming at recreating the success of Ready with that album as soon as possible?
I was aiming not to recreate anything because nothing could really be recreated. You know, that moment was, especially for that moment in my career, it was a very pivotal time in my career. And with Passion, Pain and Pleasure, I wanted to, you know, make another moment, you know, musically change the direction of what specifically was going on. And it was kind of hard because I had 5 records on the radio when I put the album out, you know, from my last album. So, you know, with Bottoms Up, which is the first single, I tried to divert the attention of and give that urgency in that record that would make a fan or a radio station play that record versus what was already out, what they already were in love with. It was just, for me, it was like, I want to keep touring, I want to keep working, I want to put out more music, I want to make more music. Yeah. Let's go. It was just, you know what I mean, just high off a drug. It's kind of like a drug, you know?
Many of my readers want to